What if I told you millions of American homeowners are quietly selling pieces of their homes without fully realizing it? Not refinancing, not downsizing, not taking out a HELOC. They're selling future ownership of their homes to Wall Street. And it's being marketed as a smart, safe, and even empowering. No monthly payments, no interest, no credit score impact. And these ads are everywhere: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and even TV. But behind the friendly marketing language is a financial structure that can quietly erase decades of future wealth. Today, we're breaking down home equity agreements, who's offering them, how they're advertised, how the math really works, and why homeowners are often shocked by the final cost. If you own a home or hope to own one day, this is something that you need to see. A home equity agreement, sometimes called a home equity investment, is not a loan. Instead of borrowing money, you receive cash by selling a portion of your home's future value to an investor. Companies offering these include Unison, Hometap, Unlock, Point, Splitero. Each has slightly different terms, but the structure is almost the same. You get cash today, they get a share of your home later, usually when you sell or you refinance or the agreement expires, often 10 to 15 years. There are no monthly payments, which is why these products feel painless, but the painless now does not mean cheap later. Let's look at how these companies actually market themselves. Here's Hometap's website, which prominently says access up to $600,000 of your home equity with no monthly payments. And here's Unison, using phrases like no interest, no monthly payments, no debt. And Point markets their product as cash from your home without monthly payments. This is intentional. They're positioning this as not a loan, not debt, not risky, but nowhere in big bold letters do they say you're selling future appreciation, because that doesn't feel good emotionally. This is a real TV commercial from Unlock.
Wow, how'd you find the money to build your new kitchen?
We worked with Unlock. They helped me tap my home equity without the hassle of dealing with the bank.
Oh, we really need this to pay off our student loan debt. How do I get started?
Just apply online at unlock.com. Go to unlock.com and see how much you could qualify for today.
This message is simple. Want a new kitchen? Unlock your home equity today. Says it's not a loan, no payments, talk about appreciation, no discussion of long-term cost, just lifestyle improvement now. And this matters because people don't sign these agreements when life is perfect. They sign them when cash flow is tight, repairs are urgent, stress is high, which makes the emotional framing incredibly powerful. Here's another one from Hometap that angles it as an investment.
What if you could take control of your largest asset, your home, to achieve your financial goals without having to sell it or take on a monthly payment? With Hometap, you can. A Hometap home equity investment gives you a portion of your home's equity in cash to use however you'd like, all without monthly payments. How? Well, if you qualify, we'll make an investment in your home. When you're ready to settle the investment, we'll be paid out our agreed-upon share as a percentage of the sale price or appraised value. Ready to take the next step and find out how much of your home equity you could tap into? Hometap. Take control of your home equity today.
Let's slow this down and look at the math. Imagine your home is worth $500,000 and a company offers you 10% of the value, so $50,000. After fees, maybe you actually receive $47,000. In exchange, the company takes 15% of your future home's value. Now, assume a modest 5% annual appreciation. In 15 years, that home could be worth over $1 million. Your repayment would look like this. The original was $50,000 plus roughly $155,000 from appreciation. So total repayment, $205,000+. That's more than 4 times what you received. And unlike a HELOC, there is no cap that's tied to interest rates. If home prices rise faster, which historically they often do, the cost rises with them. You gave away a large upside. Here's the key distinction most ads gloss over. With HELOC, lender does not benefit from appreciation. You can aggressively pay it down. You retain full ownership upside. With a home equity agreement, the investor profits when your home appreciates. You can't refinance easily. You can't pay it down faster. You're locked into sharing your future equity. And many agreements include clauses that force repayment at term ending, trigger repayment if you sell early, require refinancing even if rates are bad. That's risk, just delayed. Another issue that comes up repeatedly in homeowner complaints is appraisal methodology. Some homeowners report conservative valuation at the start and higher valuations at repayment. Lower value upfront equals less cash for you. Higher value later, more money owed. Whether intentional or structural, the outcome is the same. The homeowner loses leverage. And because these products are still relatively new, many people don't fully understand the consequences until years later. These products aren't built for people with strong emergency funds. They're built for people under pressure, people who are equity rich but cash poor, stressed, time constrained, and the promise of no payment feels like a huge relief for them. But the relief today shouldn't cost financial stability tomorrow. One homeowner borrowed $90,000 and later owed nearly 40% of their home's value. Another said, "I would never do this again. I didn't realize what I was giving up." That's the pattern. The regret doesn't come immediately. It comes years later when appreciation kicks in and you have to split that. Before selling your future equity, consider cutting expenses temporarily, increasing short-term income, selling unused assets, exploring traditional financing, downsizing intentionally. Home equity is one of the most powerful wealth-building tools that Americans have. Once you sell it, you don't get it back. There's a reason institutional investors want exposure to your home. They understand long-term appreciation. You should too.